They see you as small and helpless. They see you as just a child. Surprised when they find out that a warrior will soon run wild. Prepare for your greatest moments. Prepare for your finest hour. The dream that you've always dreamed is suddenly about to flower.
Hello everyone, Kaiser here, and today I'm back with a new video, which is my custom Trish figure from the Devil May Cry series. And when it comes to this figure, I actually started making it around the time I made my Dante figure. And it actually turned out really well. I wasn't planning on making Trish, but I realized I had one female figure and I thought I would make a pretty good base, so I decided to make her, and I like how she came out. So with that, let's get into it. Okay, so when it comes to this custom Trish, most of the figure is just a repaint. The base figure is a Marvel Legends Typhoid Mary, I think that's how you say it. And I honestly didn't do that much. For the most part, all the things to make Trish are there, so I'll get into that. Starting with the head, you can see that, again, it's just a repaint to look like Trish. I just repainted the face, which was kind of hard to do since she has half of her face is white, but it was manageable. And then I also painted the hair blonde. If you're wondering what design this is based off of, it's mostly based off of Devil May Cry 5 with a few added things in. So yeah, the face was pretty easy to do. And if you can see, I also added her choker, which was pretty simple to do. It's just black tape. But when it comes to modifications I made to the body, most of the modifications came in the arms. For the arms, if you collect Marvel Legends, you'll know that most female figures, like here, don't really have a bicep swivel. They have an elbow swivel, so you can bend it here, but also swivel it around. And honestly, the reason why I made this change was because if you have the Marvel Legends Typhoid Mary, you know that she doesn't, you know that she has a jacket on, and I thought it would be a lot easier to find some arms that aren't, that aren't a jacket. I decided to find some arms that would fit. They were skinny enough, so I wouldn't have to go in and modify the arms. I can't remember which figure the arms came from. I think it was like a DCUC Classics figure, but they fit pretty well enough. And so all I really did was take them off, paint them. For the lower arms, I added like this kind of bracelet with a chain. I thought that just looked cool. So yeah, the arms were also pretty simple to do, and now she has a bicep swivel. For the torso, again, that's pretty simple too. I just repainted it. And I also decided to add the corset, not really a corset, but the string kind of look here, if you can see that, and that's made it from real string. For the most part, the legs are the same since they're just painted. Well, not really painted. For the most part, it's unchanged. This leg stays the same. This one had to be painted because it was the fishnet design. And I also decided to make her boots. Those are just made out of tape and a little bit of can't remember which figure this came from, but it was a cuff. And the legs, or the feet, stay the same as well. So yeah, like I said, this was a pretty simple custom to do. She does come with a few accessories. One of them being her guns. So she does have two guns. These are actually made from Legos. And all I really did was, if you can see, I drilled a hole through the middle so that she'd be able to hold it in her hand, like so. So she is able to hold her guns. And I think they actually look pretty well despite being Legos. I might go in and modify them, make them look more like her traditional guns. But for now, I think they fit pretty well. And I also made her weapon, the Sword of Sparta. I did want to make the version in Devil May Cry 5, but I honestly liked how it looked in some of the previous games, so that's what I went for. As you can see, it's a pretty big sword, bigger than herself actually. And another thing I noticed is how similar this sword is to Soul Edge, which I think might have been a little bit intentional. But as you can see, I made the red gem in the middle for both sides, and for this kind of like gory intestines type of look, all I really did was scribble a bunch of hot glue all over it, and then I painted it, and it came out pretty well. She is able to hold this as well, so give me a minute as I fumble around here. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, she is able to hold it, and she does hold it pretty well. It is kind of heavy, but she's still able to stand, which I think works pretty well considering how heavy the sword kind of is. For articulation, the head can go side to side, up and down. Yeah, up and down. Pretty standard. The legs can, not legs, the arms can go out that far. Previously mentioned bicep swivel. A single jointed elbow. A wrist hinge in the swivel. She has an ab crunch, can go that far forward, that far back, and swivel. Her legs can go that far forward, that far back. They are double jointed, and she does have an ankle pivot and a hinge. So it's pretty standard Marvel Legends articulation, aside from the bicep swivels, and it still works pretty well. You're still able to get some pretty cool poses, which I think is really cool. Now for a height comparison, here she is standing next to a Marvel Legends Spider-Gwen in my custom Marvel Legends style Dante, and I think she fits in pretty well. I don't know her exact height, but I do like how she scales with Dante being a little bit shorter and being taller than Spider-Gwen. She's a pretty standard female Marvel Legends height, which I think works pretty well. And that's all I have to say for my custom Trish figure. This was actually a pretty short video, simple custom to make. And like I said, I do like how this one came out. It was really simple, and if you wanted your own Trish figure, I'd say go ahead and do it yourself. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.